Hey, what's going on, crypto people? What is good, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good evening. Happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to you. Guys, I'm really excited. Got some interesting news coming in from the billionaire Ray Dalio. Very, very interesting, guys. We're going to definitely talk a lot tonight about Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy. Going to learn a little bit about the stock of the company, just a little bit. And the interesting strategy that this guy is doing and able to get more Bitcoin. Interesting stuff. This guy is definitely all in Bitcoin, at least, and in broadening his awareness of the digital asset space as a whole at a rapid pace. We're going to listen to him. I know you guys came here to listen to me, but we're definitely going to listen to a lot of what he has to say. We're going to follow up on the interview with him and CZ from Binance, right? And listen to what these two guys, hugely successful, right, have to say about Bitcoin. So we definitely want to do that on a Generational Wealth Wednesday for sure. I had to follow up today with the law firm, with the estate attorney. So we're going to hopefully hook up with them sometime tomorrow, just to give you guys a heads up on where that is and see how that goes. I left a message with the assistant, hadn't get a call back today. So definitely want to start preparing. Got the LLC in place as well. So that is cool. What, bro, XRP? That is some breaking news. All right, guys. So we're going to get into some stuff today. Generational Wealth Wednesday is my favorite time of the week for sure. It's right up there with Mondays. Right up there on Mondays when we get to check out the interest on our money, the money that we make on our money with Celsius. So, guys, let's get into it. Let me do this intro, and we're going to have a good hang tonight for sure. So here we go. Uh-oh, so that messed up there. We got to figure out what's going on with that. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is dragging a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear me good. Hopefully the communication back and forth will be good. I did do the ultra low latency again. So definitely gonna have to figure out something to do with the webcam for sure. I'm gonna try XSplit Connect. Gonna try that. The IV cam, it's not gonna work as well, unfortunately, because they want you to be hardwired into the Ethernet. That's not gonna with an Ethernet cable. So that's not gonna work. So guys, listen, man, I hope you guys are excited. I hope you're positioning yourself for some serious wealth this run. I was just listening to the DIY investing. Here's a guy who said he never graduated from high school, right? Has done well for himself in the last bull run and expecting to earn millions. He's expecting to earn millions during this bull run. And I have zero doubt that he is going to do that. Zero doubt. I listened to TMI, the modern investor, that dude who's got, I don't know, close to 200,000 subs between his two channels. I think he is by far the go-to guy in the overall digital asset space without question. I hope you guys have subscribed to his channel, The Modern Investor, right? And he was saying something very, very interesting. He was asked a question. He was doing like an AMA, and I'm going to do that as soon as I get my setup the way I want it. I'm going to start doing that as well, and it'll be strictly just, answering questions and doing some hangouts and stuff. So as soon as I get that set up, I'm going to do that. But he had a question about whether or not he was going to go into Tether when he cashes out. If he was going to go into Tether versus going into USD. And he said that he was not, but it was other things that you could do. One of the things that he and his dude were discussing, his dude is really going to do it, is moving to another country. So moving his assets into a stable coin all of his assets into a stable coin and then move into a country that is, zero taxes on your crypto. So this guy was going to literally change residency, right? Portugal comes to mind when it comes to doing something like that. And then he was going to get all, do his things with his crypto and not have to worry about taxes. And TMI, the modern investor, says it's legal. So there are other options though, right? You can do the Celsius thing and stay in the good old US of A and do some collateralized debt positions, right? And take advantage of the things that that you can do doing that. So guys, listen, I had to snatch up a quick meal tonight. So forgive me. I actually had a quarter pound of cheese. I needed to get some red meat tonight and got some little bit of French fries. So I'm not going to eat the rest of these if you want them. But in either case, TMI, that was an interesting thing that he said he was not going to do that and that he wanted to buy real estate. If Michael Saylor had heard that, Michael Saylor would have, he would have had a bit of a conniption fit. Michael Saylor is talking about, why would you be into anything that is fiat correlated? As Michael Saylor said, Michael Saylor is a beast. Like, he is not messing around. He said, why would you be into anything that is fiat denominated, whether it be real estate or bonds or anything kind of like that? And when in 36 months, you're going to use 50% of the value of your dollars in 36 months. Wow, that's heavy right there. Jungle Link is in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you tonight. Hanging out on Generational Wealth Wednesdays. And generally, we talk traditional finance. We're going to talk traditional because we're going to really highlight a lot of the interview with Michael Saylor and CZ from Binance that I just think is just, anytime Michael Saylor, you get the chance to listen to him, I think it's worth it, right? I really, really, really do. I found it interesting too. Crypto Eddie earlier today said that there's this guy who is in the top 1% or 10% of all crypto, all trading analysis, analyst is the way I should be saying it. Trader analyst, right? It's like 646 out of 7,000 or something. So his rate of returns year over year is 25%. And he actually downgraded Michael's strategy to a deficient company versus a buy because they took their reserves close to 500 million and put it in Bitcoin. So he degraded the company, downgraded the company. So I find that very, very interesting. Shout out to Crypto Eddie. We all love Crypto Eddie. She kind of pointed that out to us today in a video that she did. At least that was the first time I saw it. So, man, I don't know. Am I lagging a little bit? I may be lagging a little bit. I'm not. So I thought that was interesting. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? So this dude is in the top, 10%, whatever, of these top analysts. And, he's averaging a 25% return on his picks and stuff that he does. And he downgraded MicroStrategy, the company, because of its moves with their treasury, that cash reserve, into Bitcoin. Isn't that interesting? So I think the stock might be MSTR. We're going to look at that as well. But I found that to be very, very interesting. So guys, forgive me if I'm going to play quite a bit of the time listening to Michael Saylor, but I truly, truly, truly believe that is worth it between him and CZ Binance. Here's CZ Binance, guys, just to kind of give you a heads up. I call him CZ Binance. This dude said he sold his house. He sold his house, right? He doesn't have a car. This guy, right? They're going to make about 900 to million to $1 billion. Sold his house, doesn't have a car. He said he didn't have a car because he did not want to be paying attention to whether or not his insurance payments were on time. He didn't want to take any mental what is that? Equity in thinking about an insurance payment. So he sold his car. No house, no car. I mean, he did a lot of this back in 2013, 2014. But can you imagine that? Right? Can you imagine that focus, that dedication? He said, I just want to focus on growing this business. That's all I wanted to do, was focus on growing this thing. So I think it's cool and it's kind of wise to be able to listen to a guy like that. But before we do that, in Jungle Inc., I'm so glad you and like some people that I know have been in the space a while, like TJ Jackson, have been in the space for a while. I listened to a guy, and he seems like a pretty sharp guy, who said a lot of digital assets claim they only have a finite amount, but they really don't have a finite amount. The only one that really has a finite amount is Bitcoin. And then he goes on to say, and I'm gonna let you hear it as well, that XRP, that Ripple can create more XRP anytime they want. That they could create as much XRP as they want anytime they want. And then he goes on to say that Ethereum has a cap and they can't do that. Now, my experience has told me that it's actually quite the opposite. I mean, he's right on the Bitcoin front. Right, finite 21 million is 21 million, but he's certainly, in my research, totally wrong about Ripple and the digital asset, the greatest ever created, XRP. And my understanding is he's wrong about Ethereum, that it is in fact inflationary, that more can be created. That's my understanding. So I would love for you guys to do me a favor. Let's listen to this guy say this, and then tell me in the chat how he is wrong and incorrect. I don't know about that, Stephen Horowitz. Maybe we'll look at that. Maybe we'll look into that and see what's going on. Rasheen B. Wealthy and M. Ant. Alex Jeter's in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Be careful on the roads, man. You on the road? Sir Captain Six is here. Yeah, that's 6550 glitch was something. Luna the Alpha is here. How are you, my friend? Bro, XRP, man, it's good to see you. Jungle Inc., it's always great to see you checking in, bro. So we're going to go over it. Let me let you guys listen to that video. I just think, and this guy is a professional financial background slant trader. Got about 46,000 subs to his channel. And he says these things. He says these things. And people listen. You know how this is how this misinformation, right, gets out there. So I'm going to let you guys listen to this and then comment and tell me how he's wrong. Right? And then we're gonna go to that particular video and we're gonna comment because it's the same guy. I think it's the same guy who turned me on to Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio apparently has turned around on his thinking about Bitcoin in the digital asset space. And so we're going to cover that as well. So I appreciate him, you know, kind of dropping that word about Ray Dalio, but then he says this thing about Bitcoin and Ripple and the company and XRP, the digital asset, and Ethereum. And I'm like, oh, dude, you blew it. You blew it. So let me see if I can't find that video and find that time and share that with you guys. Unbelievable that he did that. Lady E's in the building. How are you, my friend? Good to see you, miss. Uh-oh, mom is on. Привет, mom. I think that's mom, yes. Привет, mom. Как дела? All right, let me do this. Let's do this. Let me see if I can find this video for you guys.
Yeah, it's her.
It is. You should comment or say something. Let me see if I can't find this where he made this comment. It's going to be a little tough because I didn't bookmark it when I was listening to it. Let's see. Let's go to minute 5. Let's see if he says it there.
It doesn't make any sense for them not to have a small exposure to it, especially these sort of more rogue states like Venezuela or Iran. And so I think he underestimates here the role that Bitcoin they're mobile. Bars of gold is not exactly mobile, but it's certainly more mobile than real estate.
Forgive me, guys. I gotta check it.
He suggests that Bitcoin could serve as a diversifier to gold and other such store of wealth assets. This is what we've been talking about, Bitcoin as a store of value. It's still very volatile. It's an emerging store of value in the same way that Apple and Amazon stocks were emerging stores of.
Well, it would help if I shared that first. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me share it. Let me share. Let me share this first and see. That's right, yeah, man. Yeah, it's just sad that the misinformation can get around like that. It really, really is sad. Let me see if I can find this for you guys.
Have now taken over that function. The main thing he says is, Ray Dalio says, is to have some type of these assets that have limited supply. And it's interesting, he keeps coming back to that, back and forth on Twitter, that function. The main thing he says is, Ray Dalio says, is to have some type of these assets that have limited supply. And it's interesting, he keeps coming back to that because Bitcoin is the only one that really has a truly capped supply, a max supply that is credibly capped. There are companies like Ripple, XRP, cryptocurrencies like XRP, which supposedly have a cap, but there's a corporation behind them that can always print more. Bitcoin is very different. It's much more decentralized. There's no corporation behind it. The same goes for Ethereum. There's no hard cap on ETH.
So there that is. I found it relatively quick for you guys. Again, this is Trader University. He's got 44 plus subs. Again, I appreciate the fact that he broke down the Ray Dalio thing and how Ray Dalio it was at first, I guess, put out on an AMA on Reddit, said he changed his mind on Bitcoin, and we'll go over a little bit of that as well. But don't you find it fascinating that people can still get it wrong in this space? This guy's got 44,000 subscribers. This is how the message and this misinformation gets out there, and people they miss it. They miss it. Did you guys hear that? Jung Link, what's your thoughts on that, brother? Are you still here? So guys, so tell me, what can I put in the comments for this guy, for him to kind of really get it? There is no code on the XRP Ledger software to allow it. Straight from David Schwartz. There it is right there. I like that one. Okay, hold on a second. Let me, I'm going to do this. Hold on a second. That was a good one, Wi-Fi. I like it. I like it. Anyone else? I gotta get some stuff so I can put on this guy's thing because he doesn't get it. I don't think he's intentionally trying to do something. I think that he's misinformed. Anyone else? There is no code on the XRP ledger to allow for the creating of more XRP. It's a great one. Anyone else? Anyone else kind of want to debunk what he's saying there? I know it's crazy, right? DC Precise, Boris Garlinghouse, they lie like dogs, right? And it's just, for me, it's just truly, they're just misinformed. They just don't get it. I was listening to a guy, he has a show called Rethinking the Dollar. And he had two crypto, and he's a gold guy, straight up and down, definitely a gold guy. Young guy, right? 40, maybe 30 something, maybe something like that. And I think, and maybe in his 40s, but gold guy. And he had two crypto guys on there, and they were having a great conversation about crypto, digital assets, DeFi, all of that kind of stuff. It was great, hour plus. And about the last 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, they brought up XRP, or he brought up XRP, and then they went off the chain all over. Oh man, XRP, this and that, it sucks, it's not, it's centralized, it doesn't have any value, all this other stuff. And these are guys that's been in the digital asset space for a while. And they still don't get it. Unbelievable. So anything else from you guys we're going to put on there? That guru trader wants something from false news hype. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Siege, but that statement was just so far from true that I can only think of misleading agenda, right? I mean, think about saying that, right? It is so, it's crazy, right? Clyde Johnson, what's going on, brother? Good to see you tonight. Appreciate you checking in. Maybe they paid to create the FUD. And again, this guy's, you know, he might be like a Bitcoin guy, like I don't know. Wi-Fi reviews. If you left something, I can't get links here. Maybe if I go to my YouTube channel, no. Oh, I know how to see it. If I go to the live and then go to the chat there, let me see the chat there. Did you leave a link or something? Wi-Fi reviews. Check the link I gave above. Okay, let me see if I can find it over here on this thing over here. Oh, isn't that cool? I can go back from freaking chats to chat. Capture moments as they happen. Stream markers or timestamps. You can add. Okay, great. And it didn't went away. Let me see if I can find that over here on YouTube. Wi-Fi. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I got there is no code on the XRP Ledger software to allow it. Let me see. Let's see if I can see a link, brother. Willie Washington, no, apparently not. There is not, right? There's no code that allows for it. That was straight from David Schwartz. Can you put the link again, Wi-Fi? Because I don't see it. Yeah, I'm on the YouTube studio, so I can see the chats here. And so I don't see it. Hey, Siege, can you give some light for the viewers that don't understand the difference between XRP and Spark, and should talk about the decentralized exchange on the XRP ledger? Yeah, I don't know much about the decentralized exchange on the ledger, other than that there is a decentralized exchange on the ledger, and a lot of people don't know it. You may need to copy and paste, bro. Yeah, I don't see it here at all, unfortunately. Just can you DM it to me on Twitter? Are you on Twitter? Try DMing it to me on Twitter, because I don't see a link. It's for some reason I don't see the link here at all in the chat. I don't see it there. So am I delaying on there?
No, you weren't.
Okay. So, but in any case, I mean, so that's kind of like that's the truth of things, right? I mean, the truth is. Thank you, Wi-Fi. I appreciate that, my friend. The truth is that kind of misinformation gets out there. Like, people just don't get it. They don't understand. Like, they really, 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 really miss it. ETH has a cap. Ethereum has a cap. And Ripple, the company, can create more XRP anytime they want. I mean, holy wow. Like, holy wow. Oh, Jungle Lee says, oh, thank you, brother. Thanks for sharing that, Jungle Lee. Siege, if people use the Zoom app to switch between assets, they are using the decentralized exchange. Thank you for sharing that. I really have mad respect for Vitse Vin and what he's done, and Toho Labs, what they kind of done together. I really have. So guys, look, this is new. That's some information right there. That's for some food. That's leveling up your IQ a bit there. Siege, if people use the Zoom app to switch between assets, they are using the decentralized exchange. The code can be reprogrammed to produce more XRP. Oh, man. Hopefully we get some stuff to share that. Oh, really? So you're having some good time with this the Zoom app, huh, Jungle Ink? I have it on my phone. I haven't done much with it. I put a little bit of XRP on there, but I haven't really done much with it. Jungle Ink says it's really cool. I send digital dollars to Jerry, and it automatically switched to XRP on his end. Really? That is really cool. So I guess he set it up. He wanted to get XRP, but you sent dollars. That's very cool. I have to play around more with that app, Jungle. I really do. I have to play around with it more. XRP Lava, what's going on, my friend? Hey, how are you doing? What are you not buying? You said you're not buying it. What are you not buying? Ricardo says 1 million VeChain will be life-changing on the next bull run 2020, $1 million. Willie Washington, no, it cannot be recreated. I'm gonna have to play around with that, Jungle. Play around more with that app. Shame on me for not using something that kind of promotes utility in the XRP ecosystem. Lady E says she does have the Zoom. I think it's called Zoom. 1 million VeChain will be life-changing on the next bull run. I hope you're right about that, my friend. Hope you're right. I don't have 1 million of them. Yeah, because I am definitely going to comment, and I am definitely going to put a comment on on that video. I'll definitely put a comment on that video. Someone's comment. I want to say something. Uncle Guts, what's going on, my friend? Everybody's talking about that flare drop, right? Hey, Mr. Siege, finally made a live show. How about that flare drop? All the best to you and yours, Mr. Siege. Well, thank you, Uncle Guts. I appreciate that, my friend. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the Spark token. I really am. I'm excited about it. I still think people like this, they still don't get it, right? They're in 3 categories. Maybe they don't understand it. In this space, there are people who are primarily focused on this price. There are people who are in other words, the value they see in this space is the price of something. There are people in this space where the value that they see is in trading something, buying or selling. And there are people in this space, the value that they derive is from the use case utility of assets on this space, right? And so for me, the Spark token is not about its price. The value that it brings is that it's a mechanism to add and bring utility to the XRP ecosystem. So if you're a champion of XRP and all things XRP Ledger, right, and ILP and the DEX and Codius and Coil and all that, right, then you should see value in the Flare network and the Spark token, which is going to be utilized on that network, that its main purpose, at least initially, is to bring the smart contracts platforms to the XRP ecosystem, which is going to lead itself to other things like DeFi, staking XRP or FXRP or however they're going to do it. This is massive for the XRP ecosystem, right? Right? It's not the price of the Spark token that matters. In my humble opinion, it's about the utility that it can bring to the XRP ecosystem. Julian Flash, what's good, brother? Good to see you tonight. Holly Molly's here. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, I listened to a guy earlier today, SDM EMPIRE, who was talking about France is going all in on their KYC, and they bumped that thing down to like $100, like $100. $100 or more. Yep. You're going to have to verify who you are, where you got it from, and all of that. France is not playing. France is not playing. $100. Wow. So these exchanges, they got like 6 months to get this done. I didn't read the article, but I did watch a guy who was reading the article today, SDM EMPIRE. Yeah, reading that as well. I also learned about Kraken from this guy, that they're going to be, they're going to have their own ETH 2.0 on their platform. Yeah, I think not. Even though Kraken's, it's a trusted U.S. exchange, I'm going to go with Celsius, because Celsius is going to have a regular ETH earning, and they're going to have the ETH 2.0 earning staking as well. Both of them, you get to choose which one you want to do. So I'm going to go to the platform that supports me every single week by giving me more Bitcoin on my Bitcoin and more ETH on my ETH, versus Kraken. I mean, they're good for on and off, but that's not it. That's not enough for me. So, but yeah, so they're going to do that ETH 2.0 staking over at Kraken as well. But yeah, SDM EMPIRE, that's an interesting thing that they're doing that. It really, really is. That's right. And man, that's a great point, my friend. That's a great point. Spark is having gas. Spark is like having gas for smart contracts without the negative influence of proof of work miners. That's a big deal in terms of financial policy equilibrium. As David said, best incentive, as David has said, best incentive is no incentive. That's right. And a lot of times, guys, you got to get, a lot of times, the first ones through the door, that saying is they get shot, is because what happens is, like a Bitcoin, or for example, like Ethereum smart contracts, is the people coming behind them they benefit from learning from their mistakes. They benefit, or weaknesses, I should say, right? What the Flare network and Hugo, what they have done is they've learned from the mistakes, right? Monitoring the space. They've learned from the weaknesses, I should say, maybe not mistakes, but they've learned, they've learned the good from the smart contracts, and they've learned the weaknesses of the smart contracts, and they really have solved a major challenge in those platforms that are on ETH, and that is scalability. They have solved it, right? On the Ethereum virtual machine, they solved it, right? And so that's what it's like. It's just like the Ledger. It's just like the Ledger Nano S. The Ledger Nano S was kind of like the first one through the door, but it's not the best. It does not have the best technology today for cold storage. It's the most renowned name, but the truth of the matter is it doesn't have the best technology for cold wallet storage. Just like Bitcoin, right? The people that put together the XRP Ledger and XRP, they learned the good of Bitcoin and the bad, and they made something better, right? They made something better. And so I'm so excited about the Flare network and what they're looking to do. I'm so excited about being able to participate in the XRP ecosystem with staking FXRP or XRP, whatever it is. I don't know which one it's going to be, how it's going to work in detail, but I'm excited about participating. I really, really am excited about participating in it. So whatever I'm going to, the crypto siege is home. We're going to be holding on to that Spark token and figuring out how can we support that system that is supporting us, right? That's the big deal. Ricardo, yeah, you bought some domains, you don't know how to claim them. It's right on the unstoppable domains. You have to use the OpenSea. So look somewhere in the bottom or top for something like OpenSea or how to claim. It's right on the unstoppable domains thing. It's really, really is easy to do it. So good to see you tonight, Ricardo. Okay, so let's listen to some Michael Saylor stuff. I just want you guys to really kind of get the macro picture. I think it's so very important. And this is a guy who gets the macro picture. This is the guy who's talking about 100 years from now and his great-great-grandchildren. Right? That's some big stuff. So let's listen to some of that. Who said something about Portugal? Oh yeah, the Trust Wallet as well. You're right, Stephen Horowitz, right? You can use your Trust Wallet to do the same thing. I love the Trust Wallet. It might turn into my number 2. It might turn into my number 2 wallet. Someone said something about Portugal. Where'd that go? Absolutely, Wi-Fi. I agree with you. I agree with you. Someone says Portuguese. Writing in English and thinking in Portuguese. Yeah, man. Writing in English and thinking in Portuguese. I tell you, if we do find another spot out of the country where we can kind of claim residency and that is crypto friendly, it would be Portugal, right? It really would be Portugal. It's beautiful. I mean, I hear so many great things about it. I got to tell you, I'm excited about that shot. I believe this Flare utility fork is an absolute showcase of how you can build off the XRP ledger for other creators and tech companies in this space. Absolutely. Absolutely, Wi-Fi. Absolutely. It's a game changer. And, there's a reason why Ripple is an investor in the company, right? Right? It's a reason for that, right? Lisbon. Where's Lisbon? That Portugal, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is Portugal. Bro, XRP, you're right, my friend. Yeah, Miss Crypto Siege she's down for it. Like, we want to stay in places like 90 days to 120 days visiting. If we can do things like that, Portugal is on the list. Right? Portugal is on the list. All right, let's see if we can't find this. Michael Saylor and CZ Binance for you guys. But anyway, guys, go over to Trader University, and Ray Dalio now likes Bitcoin, and remind him of how he has erred in his interpretations of both Ripple and Ethereum. All right, let me see if I can't find this for you guys. Yeah, so I watched TMI earlier today, cashing out into Tether. He was not a fan of doing that. He wants to go into the dollar. I'm like, yeah, not so much. CZ Binance said in this interview with what's his name? With Michael Saylor, that he has only think about this dude's a billionaire essentially. He only has about $2,000 in fiat. CZ Binance said that. I only got about $2,000 in fiat. Everything else is in crypto. He said, when I need to do something, I just use my Binance card. And that's it. The dude only has about $2,000 in crypto. 2,000. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. In US dollars. 2,000 in US dollars, rather. That is, I would say that's pretty powerful.
Good morning and good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining us for what we hope is the first of many.
All right, come on. Why isn't this? There you go. I want to go to minute 22:55 and let you listen to this. Oh. 21:50. I'm having a hard time moving this thing. I'm gonna close out the YouTube live stream. Let's close that out. See if that'll help. Come on.
Bye.
Okay. Let's listen to Michael Saylor, guys. I really feel like it's so worth listening to this too. And icing on the cake, if you will, if being able to listen to CZ Binance as well. So let's share this. I almost hit end the stream just now. What in the world? What was I thinking? Let's level up our IQ a little bit by listening to Michael Saylor and CZ Binance. They're talking about gold and some other stuff.
Like 28 years old now. I mean, like, why are you holding that against me? And the answer is because we don't put it in front of their face. And if we could, if people are just saying, yeah, you know, Bitcoin is 82% as volatile as Apple this month, everybody go, oh, wow.
Yeah, completely shift the narrative. Yeah,
Right in your tracks. Just stop.
Yeah.
82% as volatile as
One thing
Apple.
that
Apple
you
was more
said,
volatile.
Michael, gold. I'd be probably remiss not to talk about gold for at least a minute or two. Bitcoin, digital gold, that's been the narrative. Some people say that's generous. Some people say that's not doing a service at all to Bitcoin. I remember you saying that Bitcoin was, I think it was 1 million times better than gold. That's a bold claim. So do you believe that it's already replacing gold? And if so, you know, why?
It is 1 million times better than gold. And it's 1 million times better than gold because of two ideas. One, it is engineered virtual gold, which means it is all the virtues of gold, none of the liabilities of gold, right? It's not centralized. It has no mass. It moves at the speed of light. It's absolutely capped. If God designed virtual gold in cyberspace, he would have designed Bitcoin, okay? You know, people that know this know that God's name is Satoshi, right? So that's one reason. But the other reason is because Bitcoin isn't just a synthetic safe haven asset engineered to be superior to gold. Bitcoin is also the world's first thermodynamically sound monetary network. It is a big tech digital network. It's Facebook for money or Google for money or like YouTube for money, which means that when it's a network engineered to host that safe haven asset, and it's an open network. So every knock on Bitcoin, like, well, maybe the transactions aren't too fast. Well, you know, I watch Binance. They're pretty fast on Binance. You know, you plug into Bitcoin, and a lot of people's view of Bitcoin is how fast Binance moves. And so if you want it to be a payment network, you plug Square or PayPal into it, and it gets better. If you want it to be a trading network or a finance company, you plug Binance into it, it gets better. If you want it to be an institutional offering, you plug Grayscale or NYDIG into it, it gets better. It's an open, you want it to be more secure, you know, you've got your cold storage, hardware wallets on one extreme. You want it to be easier, you know, eventually it's going to get built into Apple Pay and Google Pay. Why? Because Apple Pay and Google are going to have to respond to Square and PayPal. Why? Because politicians destroyed the savings account. And if I take Square Cash application without Bitcoin, it's a free checking account and I can move money around. But when I take Square Cash application and I plug in Bitcoin, it's a free checking account with a savings account that's been yielding 100% interest tax-free over the past decade every year. So do you want a savings account?
Michael speaks with a certain level of conviction, and this is one of the reasons why I really enjoy listening to him. Right, two things that he missed. Right, he said payments would be Square, if you will, or he said another one. He missed Ripple. Right, Don't understand that. And he also said if you want to get the institutions or whatever, you think Grayscale and something called NYDIG or whatever. Totally missed Celsius. And Celsius is the number two assets under management crypto firm in the world. Number two, behind Grayscale. So it's not Grayscale and NYDIG or whoever he said. It's actually Grayscale and Celsius, with I think right now $5 billion deposited and $3 billion in assets under management. But think about what he's saying. What he's saying is, why would you hold fiat? And he said this in his interview. Fiat is losing about 50 because of the printing, is losing about 15% a year, right? So in 36 months, you're losing about 50% of your value, right? Why would you hold your money in fiat? when you can over 10 years is average Bitcoin, right? Digital assets probably, but Bitcoin obviously, 100% return on your money year over year, right? And so this is a guy who gets the real big picture. And he said in that interview as well that, you know, you'll bring them in through Bitcoin and then they'll begin to explore other digital assets. And it's so very, very true. So he sees the pensions coming into the space. He sees, you know, companies in the corporate treasurers moving percentages of their assets into the space as well. And he just said that Bitcoin is a million times better than gold. That's pretty powerful, right? A million times better. I just watched another thing where they were talking about Michael Saylor. I think it was the same trader guy who was saying that the company is now borrowing money like via bonds. They're borrowing money via bonds and paying like 0.17% interest on that and using that to buy digital asset. Yeah, using that, right? Doing the bond thing, getting loan and using that to get more digital assets. That's pretty significant. That is pretty significant stuff. It really is pretty significant stuff. So I wanted to share some of that Michael Saylor. CZ has some very, very good things too. I just think for me, the best thing that he talked about is that just straight up focus about growing a company. TJ Jackson, what's going on, brother? Good to see you tonight. Uncle Gut says, all my money is in crypto. Payday. Oh, these goes to crypto. Beer, flu, money. Oh, there it goes to crypto. When I need to purchase, out come the crypto Visa card. Just keep piling it up at Celsius. There you go, Uncle Guts. There you go. I like to hear that. Celsius. What better way to earn money on your money? What better way to earn money on your money? Right. And so, you know, let them kind of come through the door. I always say this, you know, when was it PayPal who made their announcement? I said, let them come through the door through Bitcoin, and then we'll educate them on the true digital assets. Right. We'll educate them. Let them come in because we need more people coming in, you know, whether we like it or not. We need the investment banks to come in. We need corporate treasurers to start putting their stuff in. Absolutely. 10,000%. That's exactly right. Collateralized XRP loans. That's what we'll be doing, bro. XRP. Right. And so we need those guys to come in. Uncle Gus says, all my money is in crypto. Payday. Oh, there it goes to crypto. Beer, flu money. There it goes to crypto. When I need to purchase, out comes the crypto Visa card. Just keep piling it up at Celsius. I love that. Absolutely love that. Junior Del Giorno, what's going on, my friend? Generational Wealth Wednesday. We're listening to a hugely successful CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. We're listening to CZ Binance is hugely successful. Well, talking about the macro big picture in the space. And why, the store of value for Bitcoin is important because the institutions and that big Wall Street money to come in, they're going to want to come in something that's what they think has long-term proven itself to give them a 2x and a 3x and a 4x. They're not interested in with their corporate money. They're not interested in their treasurer 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x. They're scared to death of that. Right. So anything that hasn't proven itself for a minimum of 5 years, but probably 10 years, right, is the benchmark for these guys. Like they got to have 10 years, right? Because Michael Saylor said, pensions, they're thinking 100 years down the line. So you're going to have proven yourself for at least 10 years to get their money. Right. Right. And that's a good point. That is a good point. What's going on, Legendary? Hey, Joseph C is here. What's going on, brother? Hey, Joseph C, I hear you, my friend. Hey, Joseph C says, I have the minimum in the bank for fiat. The rest goes to crypto, gold and silver. Notice no stocks. I hear you, my friend. And I have no stock either. The only reason why I have MoneyGram, because, you know, they got their toes wet in digital assets and XRP. That's the only reason why I have MoneyGram. Sold all my stocks on my brokerage that I was using. Sold them all. Sold them all. Bro XRP says, Siege, figured it out. Figured it all out. If you want to legally defer taxes, defer, right? That's the key word, bro XRP. Collateralize XRP loans. Yep. That's what we're doing in the Crypto Siege's home, right? We're going to do a kind of a combination of stablecoin interest rate and collateralized loans, right? Do a combination of it. I don't know what it's going to look like, but that's what we're looking to do, exploring those two options as best we can on that beast that is the Celsius network that's paying 10.5% right now on USDC, right? And all stable coins that they have there. And I'm excited about being able to earn some gold on some gold too. I'm really, really excited about that. And this is gold that you can physically pick up if you want to physically pick it up. So I'm excited about that as well. Don't have it now, but I'm really excited to take advantage of Pax Gold or Tether Gold on the Celsius platform as well. And I love that those are great options. You're right about that, Willie Washington. It's just that we don't know when that flip of the switch is going to happen. It's a scary, scary thing. But you're right. I agree with you. Willie Washington said, I just did some math. XRP is going to have to scale very high overnight. Charts will not matter. It's a great point. It's a great point. Coach Reese is in the building. How are you, Coach? Where are you checking in from, Coach? I did not. I'm going to have to get on that Celsius app. Absolutely. You know, for me, again, I'm a proud ambassador of the Celsius network. Really, absolutely love sharing with people all the benefits. And I just truly believe in an entire digital asset space. Celsius is the platform that is looking out the most for you and I. You know, for you and I, without question. And if a platform is going to pay me Bitcoin on my Bitcoin and XRP on my XRP and ETH on my ETH and USD on my USDC, USDC on my USDC, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. You know, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to get accustomed to wanting it, almost demanding it, like we used to. When we used to get 5, 6, 7% on our money in the bank. And now the banks, that they figured out that they don't have to give it to us and we'll still keep depositing our money there. But not you and I, not the people in this channel, not the family here. We figured it out, right? We figured it out. We keep barely the amount that we need in the bank and the rest in crypto. That is a good move. And the rest in digital assets, right? And what I love about Celsius is no fees to put it on, no fees to take it off. They cover the withdrawal fees. They cover it for us, right? And so if I got something in the stable coin and I need to move it to my bank or whatever, however, to do something, no fees. Absolutely love that. Jerry Wanaya says, I'm old enough to remember 14% on CDs. Think about that. Think about that. 14%. What's going on, Scott T? Good to see you tonight. Yeah, I would definitely encourage you to learn more about the platform, Coach Reese. Coach Reese, go, Celsius.network, CelsiusHub.network. is a great place to check as well. AMA Alex Mashinsky, search that on YouTube and watch as many AMAs as you human possibly can. I strongly encourage everyone to do that. Here's a guy, Alex Mashinsky, who created voice over internet protocol. This is the dude who did it. The stuff we're using right now for us to communicate. Went to war with AT&T on our behalf. Like, a lot of people don't know that. 2 or 3 unicorns, I think 2, billions of dollars in exit, created voice over internet protocol and gifted it, right, for us to use, right? But here's a guy who is constantly being asked to show up on CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, on the New York Stock Exchange, on Wall Street, on Kitco News. And they're asking him, they're bringing him on to talk about what's going on in traditional finance space. They're bringing him on to talk about what's going on with gold, and they'll bring him on to talk about what's going on with crypto. All 3 categories, Alex Mashinsky. Alex Mashinsky. Gerardo Mejia. I heard about GX coin from Apollo Gerardo. I don't know much about it. I've heard about it, but I don't know much about it. Coach Mike, got 2 coaches in the building tonight. We got Coach Reese and Coach Mike. Is XRP for USD a taxable event? From my understanding, it's not, Coach Mike. But I can't be certain of that. My understanding is that it is not a taxable event. I had someone in the chat say that it was, but my understanding that it is not a taxable event. But I don't know for sure. I know Clinton Donnelly probably would know what the latest word is. The crypto tax fixer, Clinton Donnelly, 2 N's and 2 L's. Right? They have a Telegram chat as well. I think you can search crypto tax audit or crypto tax fixer, one or the other, and on Telegram, and you can find it there. You can ask the question in there. What else we got? I do hold my other Scott. Great River IT is in the building. How are you, my friend? Uphold converts XRP into USDC as well. Yep. So, guys, I thought it was important to really listen to that, listen to Michael Saylor. Let's see if we can listen to some more from him. I just think we're just in a blessed spot overall, right? We're in a blessed spot. We're early adopters in this new asset class, and we hold assets that Wall Street institutional money is trying to get a hold of. We already hold it. I absolutely love that. I think, again, guys, I think if you're not familiar with the trading between BTC and XRP to BTC, if you don't understand that, and if you don't get the value in it, you can't kind of put that concept together to just multiply your XRP and your earnings. I would strongly encourage you to check out bcbacker.com. I really, really would. See if it makes sense to you. See if it makes sense to you. Man, yeah, I love it. Got Coach Mike and Coach Reese is in the building. Because after I went through that 3 or 4 times, right? I invested in it, right? Because I believe in investing in me. I believe in saying yes to me. I invested in it. I went through that thing 3 or 4 times. I didn't go through all the trading stuff 3 or 4 times, but the strategy, the exit strategy, the history of Bitcoin and XRP, the history of Bitcoin running and altcoins running, the history between one alt season and 2 alt seasons, right? I'm going through that over and over and over again. And then it hit me. The move hit me. And it's a powerful, powerful move. It's a powerful, powerful strategy. SG, does the profit in crypto for short-term profits is adjusted with losses in stocks, if any? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, bro. Thank John. John says, love that tree in the background. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Georgia is in the building. I love it. Mamba for Life is here. What's going on, bro? What's good with you, Mamba? Man, my boys went down last night in college basketball. College basketball without people in the stands, I don't know, but it is not exciting. Not exciting. John says the stock market will dump in Q1 next year. Think long-term EVs, charging stations, drones, AI, ML software companies. It's the future. I hear that, my friend. I tend to agree with you. Electric vehicles, charging stations, drones, AI, ML software. I hear you, John. I hear you. Coach Reese is checking in from Georgia. I love that. My family originally is from Georgia. Valdosta, Georgia. Oh, I gotcha. If you have profit in XRP and loss in Amazon options, which is, yeah, both options is tough, right? Both will be short term, so no tax on tax return. Well, I don't think that's correct in terms of the profit XRP, especially since they're considering it, they're really strongly looking into digital assets as being currency, which means you'll lose kind of the whole, quote unquote benefit of capital gains because it's so much less. So, but I would definitely say no, talk to someone who's very, very familiar with that crypto tax thing. And it's hard to find them. It really, really is hard to find them. Right. I mean, I get the short-term gains, capital gains, and I get the long-term capital gains. Right. And so, but it's still a taxable thing, right? It's just one is a little bit longer than the other. Right, long-term capital gains is a little less than the short-term, but there's still taxes. So my understanding is there's still taxes on short-term capital gains. Nobility Black, how are you, my friend? Peace. What's less expensive way to obtain Celsius? Nobility Black, for me, I use Switcheo. Even in the good old US of A, I use Switcheo. I like to secure my internet with VPNs, and I like Switcheo for getting in and out of the Cell token. Yep. Yeah, you got to have some ETH over there, right? But I like that. I like it. It's smooth. It's pretty UI friendly in terms of how to use the platform. So it's Switcheo. So Switcheo or Switch CEO, right? Switcheo. I appreciate you hanging out tonight, Nobility Black. OE312. Okay, so you take it. Paper habits. Well, yeah. But there's a way that you have to do it. You got to learn that strategy, paper habits. Appreciate you checking in. And again, if you want to, we talk on Generational Wealth Wednesdays about leveling up your IQ in 3 areas. Leveling up your IQ on XRP, right? What is it? You have to know what you hold. You have to know that you know what you hold. Level up your IQ on the overall digital asset space, and leveling up your IQ in the traditional finance space from learning from people like Raoul Pal, Ray Dalio, Michael Saylor, CZ from Binance, right? So I would encourage you to go to bcbacker.com and invest in you. I don't get anything from it. Nothing. I get nothing from that. I'm not affiliate. There's no links. But it was a great way for me to level up my XRP strategy. It was a great way. And it made sense to me. Once I figured it out, going through it over and over and over again. And once I caught it, I'm like, that makes sense to me. Now, there are some people that are just going to look, they're going to hold XRP until it gets to $50. We talked about on the channel, you know, the differences between doing something at 10 or 20 and 50. We went over the strategies. Definitely check out my last live stream where I talked about I'm not selling my XRP into $50. But why though, right? Check out that video. Then check out the other video that I said about, well, what if I'm wrong type deal, right? Kind of going over the scenarios, kind of getting people to kind of think about what's possible, right? Because ultimately it's money. It's money. And once you get that, it's money that you're moving. And once you get it and you kind of get that, you can double and triple your money. And if you can get that within the bull run, there are cycles within the bull run, right? There are cycles within any bull run. So there's a cycle when the alt seasons are sideways, right? 5 to 10% up, 5 to 10% down, 5 to 10% up, 5 to 10% down, and a bull run. And then when they're doing that, Bitcoin is doing another thing, right? They don't happen at the same time. They kind of offset each other. And if you get that, there's kind of the cycles within the bull run. And if you know what they look like and you're prepared for them, it's a game changer, right? And so you have to learn the history of in previous bull runs from back in 2013. There have been one alt season, but there was a bull run where there were 2 alt seasons. But in either case, there's still cycles within the bull run. And you have to see if that strategy makes sense to you, right? You have to know that the Bitcoin cycle, one bull run of going sideways was 200 days. So if my math does me correctly, that's 6 months of sideways. Well, what were you doing in the alts while the Bitcoin was sideways? Another one was Bitcoin was 700 days. So that must be from the last one into this one combined, 700 days. Really, right? Up and down a little bit, but pretty much sideways, not passing through all-time highs, right? And so someone reported on the channel or chatted in the channel the other day that it was 6 months or 8 months? 8 months between the 2 alt seasons. So you had an alt season, all-time highs, awesome, great, love it, great. But it was 8 months between the next one. So the question we must ask ourselves is, what are we doing during that 6 and 8 and 9 months with our assets? Just think about that. It was 8 months between XRP doing its thing, woohoo, Ethereum doing its thing, woohoo. It was great. It was awesome, right? Freaking Verge did something, I think, right? So all these things did their thing. And then 8 months between the next one. So what were you doing in that 8 month time frame with your money? Because it's not that you hold XRP and EOS and Cardano and Ethereum and Litecoin. It's not that you hold the assets. It's the money in the asset. It's money. So if you have 5 altcoins, right, and it's valued at $100,000 between the 5 of them, in 8 months, your $100,000 is going up 10 to 50%. It's coming down 20%. It's going up 10% and it's coming down 5%. It's going up 20% and it's correcting back down 10%. Now, in the regular market, okay, stock market, cool. But in the digital asset space, while that is going on, something else is going on in another cycle that is going to 100%. That's going to 200%. That's going to 300%. You see what I'm saying? So you got your 100,000 going sideways 4 months, 240 days. It's sideways. While there was something else going on that was 100% your money, and that was 200% your money, and it was 300% your money, if it was in that cycle. That's the game you got to kind of, in my humble opinion, you might want to look into learning. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm saying you might want to invest in you to learn it. See if it makes sense to you. Study it and study it like I did. Study it and study it and study it. Again, it's $39. It's $39. Right? You got to learn to say yes to you. You got to be willing to invest in you. That's what I see it as. You're welcome, Paper Habits. Right? You got to be willing to invest in you. Look, learn it. You don't have to take it out of your tool belt, but at least you have it in your tool belt. And I would humbly submit, Paper Habits, that the vast majority of traders in this space, buying and selling digital assets, have no idea about that and are afraid, if you will, I'm trying to be kind, just afraid, I'm not saying good or bad, afraid, if you will, to explore it. When you just got to be able to read it, charts and listen, read the charts and listen and read the charts and look at it and look, for example, from March to November. And don't think about the asset going up 5 to 10%. Think about your $100,000, right? Doing this for 6 and 8 months when it could have been doing something else. This is all I'm saying. So I hope you guys invest in that and learn more about yourself. So Cindy Lou 42, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you supporting the channel big time. It's always welcome. It's good to see you on the channel tonight for sure. It's great to see more of us, right, in this space, the average Joe and the average Jane winning in this space. So I'm so excited to see you here. But that's the thing. And again, I know there's a reason why all the liquidity is in XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. There's a reason for it. And when you think about, I want you to think about, when you think about the price of XRP as only being $3.77, and think about it being 0.6 of a penny in 2017 versus Ethereum in dollars, right? Where do you think the traders are going? The big time professional traders, they're hanging out where the liquidity is, right? You got to think about that. They're hanging out where the liquidity is. And I get for most of us, right? We gotta kind of spread our portfolio in a way where we can get the 20% and the 30%, the 20x and 30x and 40x. But if you understand the move and the cycles, you can get it there. But you have to understand it. You have to understand it. And I would ask you to ask yourself, what was going on in the 8 months between alt seasons? And did you know there were 2 alt seasons at one time in the bull run? And do you know if there's only one alt season, what it's going to look like? Do you know the signal? Are you prepared for it? Are you prepared for the signal when percentage wise, there's a 75 to 85% or an 80 to 90%, there's going to be 2 alt seasons. Do you know the signal? What it looks like? Do you know it? Are you familiar with it? If you're not, I would say invest in you because you're deserving. You're awesome, right? Invest in you and learn it. Right? And learn it. That's what this channel is about. This is about us learning together what it is. Now, I would tell you what it is, but I feel like that's taking from you. If I don't allow you the chance to invest in you, I'm stealing from you. I'm giving you the fish instead of teaching you how to fish. So I'm going to send you to the source for the information so you can check it out for yourself over and over and over and over again, right? And learn it. And the other part of that is it gets you to say yes to you, because I think that is so important to say yes to you, that I am deserving and I am worthy of investing in me to level up my IQ. I'm deserving, right? Julian Flash, there you go. hit that like button. If you guys haven't done that already, do me a favor and smash the like if you're enjoying the hangout, if you're enjoying the content. We always on this channel try to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. That's always a goal for ours. And I remember we had a big time streak. It was a big time streak, weeks after weeks after weeks of doing that. So guys, do me a favor. If you join the hangout, collapse the chat real quick, or smash the like and then come back and hang out. So there it is, guys. I hope this has been valuable to you. I hope you got something out of it. And again, I hope you say yes to you. I would love to see you guys come back on another live stream and say, you know what? I think it was Adam. Who said that he did that, and he felt so blessed in being able to do that. And he's been listening to that thing over and over and over again. Yeah. So I hope that you guys do that and invest in yourself. See if that strategy see if it makes sense to you. You know, see if it makes sense. Learn a little bit more about how things go in this market, right? Kev Cleveland, you're welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for that, my friend, for the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. I mean, that's what it's about, right? It's about us learning together. And I just think there's something valuable about saying yes to you and investing in you. I think you will find it a blessing for $39. I really, really do. I really, really do. And again, I don't get anything from it. I don't even know Blockchain Backer other than from watching his videos. I seen him on on video one time. He was on what is that? Green Eggs and Sam I Am's channel one time where he actually showed his face. But I'm a good, I kind of get people and their character and whether what they're doing is kind of not making sense or is a little on the BS side of all those different things. And once it clicked, I'm like, man, this dude is like a blessing because he's sharing something that a lot of people out there in the trading space will not share, have not shared. But again, it's just something that you can put in the tool belt and you can make a decision for yourself as to whether or not you want to take advantage of that. Thank you, Kev. I appreciate that, bro. All right, guys, listen, I got to wrap up the stream. Like I do all of my streams and remind you guys of this, and that is old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. Trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Want me to go get the mail?